What's good, family? I want to talk about, anything that you have going on throughout your day, yo. It shouldn't be revealed to nobody because you don't know who's out to plot on you. You don't know who's out to talk against you. You don't know who's out to set you up. You don't know who's out to just wish you bad luck today. So it's best you just focus on your priorities, fulfill them, and feel better about yourself when you have completed them. Because, this world, y'all, is against each other, y'all. That's why everybody's never satisfied. A lot of people, they live day to day, but they don't feel good. They feel forced to, participate. And that's why people thrive in, validation or just pointless conversations, y'all, because they want to, feed off of energy, y'all, to make them feel certain that they're, alive. And that's where your power comes from, the void. Or, you don't thrive off of attention. You thrive off of silence, y'all. Because you already know your worth, y'all. You're even more happier, enjoying the void because not many people can enjoy their own, energy, y'all. People, they need to be around others, y'all, to feel like they matter. You don't, though. And that's why the universe has chose you to come down here to speak to others and enlighten them with truth, family, But, if you ever been through something like myself, y'all, where you know why it's important to keep everything to yourself, y'all. You just don't want to feel like someone let you down, or you don't want to feel like, the best decision you were to make, y'all, someone has already took it, Now, this ain't gonna go for everybody, y'all, because some people, they have to tell everybody their business, y'all, because they might not know what the best decision is, y'all. They might not trust themselves enough to make the right decision, But this goes hand in hand with your plans, with what you are got going on, family, what you choose to do throughout your day, right? For example, today, y'all, it's supposed to be the Super Bowl, y'all. People are gonna go have fun and enjoy, time with their friends or their family. So they're gonna go have family time or go watch the game, right? But that's because, y'all, they're participating in the shit that was made for all of us, y'all. But, you don't need to watch that game, y'all, to have a good time with your family, y'all. You could do that any other day, y'all, But it's important, y'all, when you just get things done and don't tell nobody about it. Because it's better to live in secret, family? You protect your energy so much more. And you just feel at more peace with your life, y'all. Because you're actually getting the shit that you are speaking on fulfilled, But this is your decision, though, family, I'm just, giving y'all my perspective on what I think about this subject, You might ask me, well, what do you gain by, not speaking on what you are going to fulfill? Well, when you get something done, y'all, for example, say you're going to the store to go get groceries, y'all, but you gotta go yourself, y'all, and people are asking you what it is you're finna do, or, they're just trying to leak with you, right? Well, if you don't want to be around nobody, yo, then you're not probably gonna want to tell nobody your business anyway, because it ain't got nothing to do with them, and you just want to, be unbothered. A lot of people in this world, they don't want to be around nobody, because since this world is vibrating higher now, y'all, this world is operating through spiritual, currency, y'all. Everybody's participating with each other through spirit, y'all. That's why everybody's attracted to, themselves, That's exactly why there could be a big crowd, y'all, who can go to the fair and shit and have fun, right? Egotistically, y'all, externally, because they're participating on things that are fulfilling them externally, right? But there's also people out there like myself, y'all, who have that same kind of peace, y'all, or enjoy themselves alone that same way everybody else does, because your presence is in high demand, and you know that you don't need nothing outside of you to feel that peace within, y'all, because you do the shadow work. You listen to yourself, y'all, when no one else hears that calling, And I I'm proud of you, y'all. Especially if you do focus on yourself, y'all. Because in this day and age, y'all, the world is against you, y'all. And they want you to feel drained. They want you to live in survival. They want you to be beggars. And they want you to feel like you're gonna die, you know? That's why you have no help in this world. That's why you don't have no one to trust. That's why you don't know who to go to, you know? Don't go to nobody, y'all. Trust your decisions and get closer to your hearings, because look at it like this, y'all. Everybody outside of you is a human or a vessel. There's a spirit in that vessel, yo. That's what fully controls that being, just like myself, right? So why would you go to somebody else for validation, yo, when simply what you think about anything simply has value as well, because you are being with conscious, you are aware, you know? But that's just something I think about, y'all. Not everybody's a deep thinker and is gonna worry about, you know, themselves on a deeper level, you know? I just want to save y'all some time because, for instance, let's just talk about, you know, we all know, family, that when people, they, you know, say they're, you know, for celebrities, y'all, say they go eat somewhere, or just say they go out, right? And they with their females, right? Well, if that location was dropped, y'all, most likely, if that, you know, person that is highly favored, not fucked with, or people just don't fuck with them, well, they might pull up on them, y'all, and try to take them down, right? We seen that in the past, y'all, with celebrities, y'all, who got killed multiple times because of their location, or because they was caught doing things that they had found when they were open on, you know? That's why it's important, y'all, to move in silence and to trust yourself, y'all, you know? I'm gonna give you a couple story times on why I say that it is important to move, you know, quietly, y'all. Literally, if you know people that you encounter in public, that's cool, y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you just don't want to tell nobody what it is you are doing, because why does it matter whether they know, you know, what can they do, or how can that benefit you, unless they're coming with you, you know, family, or they're trying to help you, aid you, you know? Other than that, y'all, it ain't got no business, because it's not like you finna ask them what you finna do, you know, family? But these are simple conversations, y'all, for people who think outside the box, y'all, because I understand in this world, y'all, not everybody's gonna act, you know, in a way to where they question everything, y'all. Some people are not open-minded. So there will be some people who agree with this topic, and there will be some people who will be like, nah, you gotta tell people, you gotta open up, you gotta be somebody that's, you know, relying on others, y'all. But I'm telling you, in this day and age, y'all, not everybody has a good spirit out here. So they're gonna only reflect how they feel about themselves onto you, y'all, through the fact that not everybody feels happily or that internal peace, y'all, because not everybody has successfully defeated this programming or this matrix. If the matrix is here to control your emotions and control how you feel within, well, if you're not one head above it, you're vibrating low because you feel down. But think about that, though. But if you have beaten it and you know your worth, you are over it, because you realize that nothing can control how you feel, y'all, but force you to feel in a way that only you can put yourself in, you know? I'm not gonna make this video too long, y'all. I'm finna just get out the camera. But if you ever been in a situation like this, yo, I'm pretty sure you know as well why it's better to just, you know, keep your mouth silent, because it's not like nobody gives a fuck anyway, y'all. And, you know, if somebody truly wants to help you, aid you, well, they're gonna tell you that they rather, you know, be there to help you. So then you tell them while they're there, you know? Unless you trust somebody, you know? But never just, you know, leak yourself out like that, yo, or give yourself away, because you don't know what people's intentions are, you know? Especially if them hoes ain't even cleansed, you know, yo? If you ain't defeated your ego, well then, you're someone that can't be fully trusted, y'all, because you can easily be, you know, raised up, or you can be, get with a high temper, yo. If someone tries to, tell you something you ain't gonna want to hear because you haven't defeated your ego, yo. So you're gonna let those emotions take control over you, family. But I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, yo. Just remember that what someone finds attractive about you is your presence, your presence over, let's just say, peace, yo, because anybody can have peace, yo, but presence is what attracts beings, because people want a presence like yours, yo. That's why you are attractive. That's why people look up to you, or that's why they mimic you. But I'll see y'all, man. Stay up and know that your control is in your power, y'all. Remember that. Salute, family.